For the rest of my days. Get ready for an Independence Day surprise. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know of anything. I haven't heard anything. But there is hardly any independence anymore in America. Okay, we're there. We're going to get a live show going now. Content. Go to the live. Make it public. Publish. Okay. We should be waiting for all the people. There's notification. So we got that going for us. You got yours on? You got your volume down.
Let's see if it happened. There it is.
Getting ready to go, go, go. Get ready for Independence Day surprise. Some people are so stupid. Alright. Don't be touching me under the table.
Hi, everyone. There's Vermont and PA. Let's go. Hey, Jerry, Teresa, and Brett, and Daryl.
Alright, hit that thumbs up. We are going to get after it, boy. Getting after
Miracle Four's here. Charlene, Wendy, Andrew, Dawn, Jennifer, Yvonne, Diane, Prepper, Zipper, Jennifer.
What's up from Ireland? I know you guys got it going on over there with your crazy. Trying to replace you with the replacements over there in Ireland. Come on.
Sarah's
all right, hit
here.
that thumbs up. Everybody hit that thumbs up. Helps the analytics. Help gets the information out to people. We'll see how our broadcast is tonight. Can you hear us? Can you see us? How we doing? Looks pretty crystal clear.
Yep, thumbs up so they know we're here.
What's up, Cindy from Chicago? Man, what was her name in the
Mary.
Mary, are you here, Mary? It was nice meeting you, Mary. What was his name? You asked him.
Oh, I did. Oh, what was his name?
We met a couple of you guys when we were out and about today. So we were just trying to say hi to you guys. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Excellent. What's up from Minnesota? Looks good. Feeling good. Doing great. Hope you guys are ready for the coming apocalypse. Every day they're turning up the screws more and more and more. We do get a couple of wins that they don't talk about. We'll talk about those this week coming up. But the Chevron thing, if you guys don't know about the Chevron thing, that's a win. They can't just boss you around anymore or use OSHA to make you take a jab.
We'll come back to the Chevron thing because a lot of people might not know what it means.
I'll talk about it later in the week, but I'm just telling you guys. That's how they used OSHA, right? They're using these three-letter agencies to create, like, rules and stuff and laws, basically. And that's not how our system works, okay? Three-letter agencies can't require people to do things. So they struck that Chevron case down, which that was pretty good. And there's just a lot of other little things going on that you guys got to just kind of keep your eyes on to make you feel good while we're getting smacked around quite a bit. All right, what's up from Pennsylvania? There's Gary. Much love from small town Iowa. All right, man. Nebraska, we're in a severe thunderstorm watch right now, right? The tornadoes, the thunderstorm watches, everything off the chain. It's like we can't get a break from it. Normally it's just a little bit of time, and it seems like now they're happening every single day.
Yeah, I mean, they're just, and then they'll say that you won't have rain, and then all of a sudden you'll have a storm when you're not supposed to. We had a really, really bad one. That
blew through the homestead, yeah. Knocked stuff all around, blew our chairs all around. It took us a little bit to clean up. We're still actually kind of cleaning up.
The chimney top blew off.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. All right, so there's nothing really going on tonight. We're just telling you guys to make sure you're prepared, keep your head on a swivel, watch your six, keep your preps up. All those rumblings are going on.
Oh, Nini wants to know, are we officially changing to Monday instead of Sundays?
We're just officially changing to Mondays for now.
Well, yeah.
And then as we get further, we'll see how it goes. So we're just going to keep doing them on Monday nights at 7 p.m. for now. Because, summer's pretty bustling with activity, and we got a lot of stuff going on. We try to do some social things. And then with the days being longer, it's just kind of working out better if we try to do these on Mondays. So that works out pretty good. Mondays at 7 p.m. If you're at the university, university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com, We're still keeping those on Wednesday night at 7:30.
Oh, Janice says Monday works better for her.
Well,
and Teresa
we're just going to keep it on Monday.
Yeah. She made kimchi. Yes, you go. You know what? Well, actually, I'm going to be doing a video probably this week because I have lots. Probably tomorrow because I got to do more. I've been fermenting tons of cabbage, so I'm doing lots of stuff. And I've tried some crazy things. If some of you guys are doing sauerkraut, you might even want to try slicing some lemons, organic lemons, just thin slices, and use that for the top of your sauerkraut. And it gives it, it's different, a little sour, more of a sour taste, kind of lemony sour taste. It's different, but it's still really good. So if you want to do something wild and crazy, you might want to try that too.
All right, how many people's up in here? 1,200. You guys are the real go-to folks. So I'm going to give you guys this information right now. You know, one person was trying to, I'm just trying to show you the differences. There's one person was trying to say, look, there's no hope. All the businesses are in cahoots. You can't do nothing about it, so just shut up and just give them your money, and that's just the way it is, right? What are you going to do? Not shop anywhere, right? Basically kind of scare you, paint you into a corner. I was trying to tell you guys, get out there, make some noise, see what we can get done. You know what I mean? Like, write to the store, call the store. You guys were doing all that stuff. Stop spending money there. And all that stuff worked, and they capitulated, right? On paper anyways. So now we just gotta have to see how this goes. But if we keep being, you know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
It does.
And even if you look back at the first time they tried these mask mandates and all this stuff back in history, the only reason why they got rid of it, okay, is because the people had had enough. If you go look in history, that's what it says. The people had had enough. So they lifted the mandates and let it be. And then everything was fine. So that's all we were trying to say. That's what I was trying to say, right? You guys, we have a voice, you know, kind of, and we should use it to our best. That's our first thing that we can do, is use our voice like that.
Well, the thing that's really important is, like, look where your money is going. Yeah, money talks.
Yeah,
that's
money
right,
talks.
I was just going to say, it's so true.
Right.
If you don't start spending your money at a certain place.
I didn't even see Bud Light capitulate and put out a statement like that they're abandoning DEI, that they're not doing doing all this stuff anymore, won't sponsor anything outside of business oriented. I didn't even see Bud Light do a thing like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's a lot suspect, you know, but at least we got some kind of movement and a public acknowledgement that they were behind the scenes, you know, kind of creating a little dirty scene there and then forcing it on their employees. Let's talk about that, right? The employees are just trying to make a check and feed their families and stuff. They're kind of the, you know, fodder and all this stuff. But I mean, dang, we had to be their voice too. They didn't want to go through all that stuff and be beat up through their, what's it called now? Human resources and all that stuff, man. Did you take your class today, you know, and all this? No. We don't have to put up with this clown world, you guys. It's up to us to reject it. All it takes for evil to exist is for good men to do nothing. All right.
Well, Nick says he lost his whole cabbage crop to worms this year.
Ooh.
You know, the cabbage worms, they're always bad. When you start seeing those little white moths, you got to do what you can. Get a badminton racket or whatever and swat them, get rid of them, because that's what gets those little worms. Trick to your cabbages, really try to plant them early, because they're pretty tough. Once you get them planted and you do have that problem, you know what I mean? Then you might need to go, if you want to make some sauerkraut, if you don't have any cabbage right now, go to a farmer's market, possibly find the Amish or Mennonites in your local area. You know, that way maybe you could redeem yourself and get some, you know, make your sauerkraut, what you're going to make, or coleslaw and different things like that. But it is a tough one. You know, you get all prepared, you plant them, they start to grow beautiful, and all of a sudden those darn worms come, put holes everywhere, and then you end up with like a yucky cabbage. So if you do notice that and the cabbage isn't big enough, you can go ahead and harvest it early and start peeling off the outer parts of it and just get as much as you can. Like for me, I had some. I mean, then, you know, I'll have some big heads and then you have some little teeny heads. But, you know, at least you grew it. You're going to get a lot out of it when you do make sauerkraut, but it does suck. And then someone else, where is it?
Yeah, Stacy will have a garden tour coming up this week. We're going to do some kind of homesteading videos and stuff.
Yeah, we're going to do sauerkraut. You may have to film me tomorrow because I'm making more. Annie Oakley says that she's...
Annie Oakley?
Yeah, Annie Oakley's bird dog. She says she got dry conditions this year. The potatoes are suffering from that. Gorgeous plants, good roots, no potatoes yet. Well, can you water them? I mean, you know, how have they flowered and all that good stuff? I'll tell you what I did. And if you guys still have time, if you have some tubs, fill them with some good loose dirt and plant some Potatoes. If you have any potatoes at your house and they're starting to root, cut them up and then go ahead and plant those. You have probably time. Most of us have time for another crop. So you might want to try that.
We go into a lot of this information at the university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com. And that's a pretty good little thing we've set up. It's got a lot of information, a lot of new videos. Wednesday night, we meet with you guys at 7:30. We go over some real in-depth stuff, how-tos, one-on-oneies, all that fun stuff.
Oh, Wendy says she just paid $300 plus with food shopping and not much to show for it.
I know, that's what I told you.
We just get fuel points.
It's so stupid, man. You go to the store and you get nothing for like $400 or $500. How are people doing it?
Well, that's what, yeah, it's crazy.
How are people doing it? Man, you guys, you got to pinch all your pennies you can. I'm telling you. I would just keep those preps up. They're going to pop this bird flu thing off. They got, did you guys hear the video? They have loads of the bird flu vaccine already stockpiled and waiting for you.
I'm going to sneeze, everyone. Hold on.
Stockpiled.
Keep going.
I thought that stuff was super sensitive and had to be like short shelf lives. Now they have it stockpiled.
And internment camps, too.
Hope you guys are paying attention. We've been talking about those internment camps for quite a while. Got some boysenberries. You'll take it though, right, Elizabeth? That's good. If you got boysenberries, those will work.
Yeah, for what?
For whatever. She's just got a new homestead, so
oh,
that's
perfect.
all she's got.
Yeah, those are great. You can do a lot with them. You can make jellies. You can make some pies. You can do lots with them. You can freeze them if you want to. Yeah, berries are great.
Yeah, Independence Day surprise. Yeah, I would look for a false flagger to pop off on Independence Day. And I was also saying that, you know, not much independence going on in America anymore. It's like Dependence Day, not Independence Day. Holy cow, man. Totally. Dependence Day. That's right. All right. Got mullein and flowers for four second-year mullein plant.
Yay! Because, yeah, mulleins a biennial. And if you don't, and the thing for a lot of this foraging stuff, if you don't have it on your property, if you just go out in the woods somewhere or drive around, you can see a lot of it, just as long as it's not in an area that's going to be sprayed or right off the road or anything like that. So you can find mullein, because the second year, you know, it goes up with this little fuzzy leaves, and then it has a great big thing at the top, and it's kind of yellow. You see a lot of them, you know, off the road, and it is wonderful for your respiratory health.
Another live tornado chase in
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Oh
yeah, there's tornadoes everywhere. Yeah, we had the scariest storm. It was scary. I literally thought I was in the middle of a tornado. And the car was like blowing and shaking, and the hail was shattering.
How do you get the seeds out of the lettuce? You let it bolt.
Yeah, so what you're going to do is, as it starts to grow, and it's going to look terrible, it's going to get taller, and then this little thing pops up out of the top.
Because they don't like the heat. Once the heat turns on, they'll start to bolt.
Yeah, and then the leaves get really bitter. You just let it go. A lot of you are going to be like, oh, it's terrible, I'm just going to rip it right out. You just have to wait, and eventually it'll shoot up. Now, sometimes, depending on the weather conditions, maybe if it's way too hot or something, maybe it won't go to seed. Sometimes that might happen. But generally, as it grows, it's going to grow, and it's going to go to seeds, and it'll have these little teeny bitty seeds at the top.
Listen, man, I'm telling you guys right now, you guys are spending, probably, if you're doing this stuff, right, a lot of you guys are spending way too much on this. You're buying seeds every year. You're buying chickens all the time. You're buying bees every year. Quit doing all that stuff, man.
What if you can't do it?
After our first couple rounds of buying stuff, everything's all natural now. We collect our seeds from our previous crops. We grow those again. So we got great heirloom
and we
seeds.
do buy seeds, you know.
Very rarely. Yeah, I mean, just we want to try something new or something, but we're not dependent. That's what I'm talking about, being dependent. We have a Guinea right now that just hatched like 9 babies. We have a turkey walking around with 5 babies, and another one hatched 3 or 4 babies. So, I mean, like, once you guys get this kind of a thing kind of going, like, you have to stay out of these stores, man, because that's where they're going to get you, right? They have too much control over everything you guys do.
So here's the thing.
The gas, the food, the feed, everything, your medicines, this and that. And try to break free of that.
So for a lot of you guys, let's say you don't have a garden right now. And you you know, maybe you went to the farmer's market and you bought some zucchini, or you bought some tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes, or, you know, whatever you're buying. On those things, peppers, you can save the seeds from those, you know, that you get, that you know they're going to be come from a good source, or you might ask what kind of varieties they are. And then that way you can write it down, go ahead and save your seeds on your tomatoes. I did a really easy way to store your tomato seeds. What's it called? I did like, there's like two.
Well, it's the Amish way to do it. They taught us how to do it. But you can go watch that video. Like the Amish taught me the secret way to make seeds.
And then so you could save your seeds, your lettuce, you know, all these different ways, because they're different things do their seeds differently. Save your flowers, you could save all that kind of stuff, and then in the spring you can start planting some of these things. And it's really pretty simple. But the thing is a lot of this does have a little learning curve sometimes. So now's the time, if you want to start doing that, you know, just start kind of practicing. Start saving your seeds. If you've never done it, let's say you're doing everything, you know, you have a homestead, you have your animals, you're doing all this, but you buy seeds every single year, and it is fun. I like to buy seeds, you know, it's fun to try new things and get the different packs and try different varieties, and that's cool too. But I'm always under the impression, like, what did they used to do before? What if you couldn't go to the store? What if you can't do this? How are you going to take care of yourself? What if you can't get seeds? So you need to know different avenues to do it.
That was just a couple of years ago. Old Michigan locked up seeds. You guys couldn't even go buy and start your garden. Don't you guys remember that? How soon we forget?
Yeah, because there's a seed company here called So Right Seeds, which is in Missouri, and they're a really good heirloom seed company.
Yeah.
Some of you guys.
And we have a link that saves you money right here. I'm dropping it right now.
And so
offgridwithdougandstacy.com, hit the shop tab, scroll down to So Right Seeds, and it saves you money. And then you could grab a garden planter from Clyde, and you'll know exactly what to plant in the fall coming up here, because you already got your summer stuff going. But you'll know what to plant in the fall here and when you harvest it and stuff. Clyde's garden planter and some So Right Seeds at the Off Grid with Doug and Stacy page, and you will have some fall going into food going into winter. No one will starve you out.
yeah, so see, now's the time. You guys definitely want to start doing that. And then for me, you know, it's always fun to order your chicks. It's always great to get new chickens and all that. But I'm thinking, how did the pioneers or the people hundreds of years ago, how did they get their chickens? Okay. How did they get their meat? You know, it's very simple.
Right.
We just let the chickens do what they're meant to do. But you just have to figure out ways where, you know, they're not in the coop with everybody else wanting to peck on the eggs and get in the way. If they have a nice private place to lay their eggs, then you're going to have babies in 21 days. Easy. Yeah. Especially if you have a rooster, of course.
And you're talking about processing. We can't really show you guys processing on YouTube, right? Because YouTube...
We have a video still.
The guys, there's a couple videos that have been quietly on here about processing chickens.
That we've done.
But YouTube, you know, the people that run this stuff are leftists and stuff, and they like the vegan agenda, and they don't want none of that stuff up there. They're demonetizing, stripping you of your stuff if you put those up. But at the university.offgridwithdougandstacy.com, we're going to have a full-blown video on how to process a sheep and how to process a cow. I've got those all worked out for you guys. I'm just waiting for the weather to get cooler. You don't process, listen, you don't process animals in August. Okay,
well, when it's
or
really,
June,
really hot, yeah.
or July. Okay, that's not when you process animals, because all the bugs come around, the meat gets heated up. It's a lot harder to do your thing. You wait until the fall. Okay.
Or if you had to, like, you know, I've had to process
of course, if
chickens.
You had to.
I've done chickens in the summer.
Yeah.
You want to do it very early in the morning.
Yeah.
Before it gets too.
But your bigger stuff, you don't really want to be doing that in the summertime, right?
Yeah, most people do their pigs. They do the rendering of the pigs. They do a lot of the cows and all that. They'll do it in winter.
So that's at the university. I'll be dropping those videos later on coming up. And in there too, we also have security videos.
What's the video we did on butchering on YouTube? I think we did two.
We did two on the chickens. Yeah, chicken. just put in butchering the chicken off Grid Doug or something. It'll pop up. I grew a farm and we had to shear sheep in the spring. Yeah, and that's why we got rid of the alpacas. You found chicken eggs in the hay and the cat was laying on it. It was classic. Yep. I can process frogs. Does that count? Nope. I'm planning on a fall garden. I have to wait to start planting, and the planting is crucial. You have 3 hours from death till the freezer.
Oh.
Yeah, and you want to cool down your meat too. Like we actually put our stuff in cold water overnight, and that helps get all the heat out of the meat. Because you want to do that. You want to get all the heat out of there, otherwise it's not going to keep as good.
Oh, Frank Family Home said, my son caught a summer cold and he told me not to tell anyone because they would say he had the bird flu and they would take his chickens away. That's
That's so
sad. I know.
ridiculous, man. The psychological warfare that we're under here in this country is off the chain. And I've just about had it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just too much.
Nancy says she had 2 bags of hamburger buns sitting in the garage for close to a year as a test and no mold on it, and the mice did not eat it. It's still soft.
No, we don't eat pork, and you shouldn't either. You know what I'm telling you? That's some psyops right there. You guys should not eat pork. Jesus ran them off the cliff. Go read your own scriptures. He ran them off the cliff. He didn't say, hey, grab one, let's have a luau. No, and he was Jewish, so he definitely would not have eaten any pig. You know what I'm telling you? In Hebrew, Judaism, they call the pig the great deceiver. Okay, and there's a lot of reasons why.
Rosa says that the leaves
don't do it.
The leaves on the trees are falling in Cali.
No, it's just everything's crazy. It was 50 degrees last night. We're at the end of July. We had 58 degrees last night.
It was kind of a freaky day. And then it's going to be up in the 90s tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was like 79 today.
Yeah. All right. Do you think there's going to be a chicken? What came first, the chicken or the egg?
What do you guys think?
What scripture and verse? For what, Wendy? Leviticus 11 is your dietary requirements, and if you read, I forget where it was where he did that, and I think it was in Matthew maybe, and he ran him off the cliff. All right, I have awesome pork grown back in the day.
Oh, Peaceful Garden says, I grow a lot of cilantro, and the best plants I get are by my own seeds.
Yeah.
Big difference too in how the plant grows and adapts. It does. Once you keep saving these seeds from your plants year after year after year after year, they do acclimate to what's going on, and they're much hardier, they're less pest resistant. I mean, it's crazy. So look at those things. When you find things that are going to start growing really good. Like for me, one of the tomatoes that I love are the brandywines. The brandywines do very well for me because I just keep planting them over and over, and they're just amazing. So, you know, you just got to find which works best for you. Lori,
yeah, see, because Zach is actually a real homesteader. That's why. Who said that?
What did
That
he
was
say?
Tammy, Zach is a solid dude. Like, he does like what he says. You know what I'm telling you? So that's how you know. Just pay attention to the people that you're watching. If anybody starts saying, yeah, we're going to butcher up all kinds of butcherings and stuff, it's very suspect. Like, you don't do that in June, July, and August. It's just too hot. You know what I mean?
It depends where you live.
You just don't.
Yeah, it depends.
You can't make it right. You just don't. You know what I mean?
But if you have cooler weather,
you always wait till November, December. Plus, you're getting them out on the hay all summer long. You understand me? It's out there on your own natural good stuff, getting the sun. Then you're going into the winter. Things are coming down, cooling down, shutting down, and then that's when you process. Boom.
Yeah, but with chickens, it doesn't take as much. And if you have a cool day, chickens are going to be fine. But I would not do any bigger animals. No way, Jose.
We're talking about real
big
stuff.
Animals. You got to do them in the cooler temperatures for sure. Okay.
Yes, presidential immunity. Now we got presidential immunity on the table now for President Trump. That messes up their game plan, trying to shake a little doodle him. But at the same time, though, it also gives Clinton, Obama, Bush, and all these other ones immunity. So if we ever did want to get him, so that was kind of the flip side of that whole thing. We wanted to maybe, if he didn't get it, then we could go after everybody else. But they gave it to him. But the Chevron thing is a lot more to look at. I would keep more of an idea and learn about the Chevron thing a lot more than the immunity stuff, because we already know that was all gonna do its thing.
So Lori says she can't get her chickens to go broody and sit on the eggs. It also could depend on the kinds of chickens you have. There's certain chickens, like a lot of these Banty, the smaller chickens are really good at going broody. A lot of people like the Buff Orpingtons to go broody. One of my favorites are the Cochins, Cochins. If you can get some Cochins, they're just darling chickens with very furry legs all the way down to the ground, and they're really good mamas. But I do find a lot of Millefleurs. Just the littler ones are great broody mamas.
Yeah,
so if you don't have them in your flock, maybe think about adding them to your flock, because I do find they do much better than some of these. A lot of the different heritage breeds, you don't see as many of them do it as much, but the Buffalo and Pigtons are really good, and then the littler ones.
Ashley, Ashley, in the New Testament, if you're talking about Peter's vision, that doesn't clearly say it. It's like some smoke and mirrors going on, and then, but if you clearly read the next verse, it was about the people. What Peter was talking about never had anything to do with food. And if you recall, the first thing that Peter said, I've never let anything unclean touch my lips. He was totally surprised by that. You know what I mean? Like he was taken aback by it, because he never changes. You can't have it both ways. He never changes, or he changes. He never changes. And so Peter was like, what are you talking about, Willis? But if you just keep reading, right, this is just some more trickery. Guys, do not think that the only trickery that you guys have been going through is just with your political and America behind the scenes. Even the scriptures have been twisted in such a way to almost keep you out of covenant. It's really strange stuff, right? But I mean, just do your homework. Don't believe anything that I say, and go read that in Peter, what he talks about. And then you'll see he has an aha moment in the very next verse. He goes, oh my gosh, it's the people. I get it now. And if you didn't know, they call you guys, you know, the Jews call you, you know, pigs, unclean, a lot of other names you don't even want to really know about. Oh, besides like heathens and goyim and all this kind of stuff, right? It's crazy trains, but that's the truth. All right, here we go.
Boston Rock says her raccoons keep pulling her chickens through the cage wires and eating them. Carmen, I know it's just...
You got to double up that chicken wire.
Yes, they can break into Fort Knox. So you have to make sure that you have stuff underneath, through, so they can't... Because they will pull a little chick through a teeny tiny hole, and they can pull them right through.
And they'll pull just enough through to eat some of it, and then, like, leave it.
Yeah.
So it's not good, right? No. You can't make it right no matter what you say. I'm telling you. I promise you.
Yeah, Kenzie says that the tomato plants are doing wonderful, and lots of tomatoes, but they're not turning red. So
no gold in Fort Knox. 0.
Your tomatoes, if it gets too hot once they're green, they don't like it when it's too hot. And we really had some extreme hot temperatures. The weather started cooling here a little bit, and all mine started turning red again. So you just, hopefully you don't have really, really hot temperatures, because it makes a big difference.
What do you think about moringa? It's awesome.
Moringa's great. A lot of people love moringa for blood pressure issues, but always do your research. Remember, we are not doctors. But just look into moringa and BP, possibly, or just look into moringa. But yes, it's a plant. I like moringa.
Oh, I'm good. I'm just looking around. I'm enjoying my scenery. You know, it's a nice day. Sun's going down. No, it's all good. Head on a swivel, man. I'm trying to tell you guys.
When he goes anywhere, he's like, you know, he's looking at everything going on.
Trust me, man. Trust me.
Chris says, my wife...
Yes, you can only start their heirloom seeds by getting some heirloom seeds and then growing them out. Or if you get, you know, like an organic type of seed and you grow it there for a couple years, then it'll turn into like an heirloom type of seed.
What did you say? What was that?
After you plant it and plant it and plant it.
No, it's already, it's heirloom is an heirloom.
Right.
What is it? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Never mind.
Yeah, so if you get an heirloom seed from, like I say, a farmer's market or a community-supported agriculture.
Or out of something you eat.
Or, yeah, well, if you got it and you know that it's an heirloom, you know the name of it, so you can keep track of what it is. Or maybe someone doesn't know and they say, this is an heirloom, but I forgot the name of it. At least you know. And then you plant it. I mean, it's that gift that keeps coming back. Because when you get a lot of these things, you know, over time, they breed them with other plants that do good. Maybe one that tastes good and one that, let's say it's tomato, one that tastes really good and one that's a good producer. They'll put them together, and that's going to make a hybrid. And those are a lot of those tomatoes, or maybe one that's really pest resistant and one that tastes good. They'll put those together and it makes these plants. Now you can save those seeds. However, you're not going to get the exact same plant that you got before. It's just going to always be different all the time that you plant it. That's why when you get an heirloom plant, it's going to be the same plant year after year after year. It's the same kind of plant that the pioneers and people would take with them when they would move to different homesteads or going different places. The Native Americans would take them across with them. They keep these seeds because they're the ones that are just going to be the same seed time after time after time again. So that's why it's really important when we talk about heirloom. These are the ones that are going to stay unchanged. They're going to do great. You know, a lot of them you'll find out, find out the heirloom seeds that do very good in your climates and your areas where you live. If you're not sure and you're new to all this, if you find a local farmer, I mean, they'll tell you a lot, like, oh, this kind of pumpkin does really well here. This kind of squash does great here. These tomatoes do very well here. Then you'll know, because some places get way too much moisture and a lot of tomatoes might not grow very well, but maybe there's one type of tomato that'll grow very well in your area. So just, look at that. But heirlooms are really the way to go. Those are what you want to save year after year after year.
The best, because they're acclimated to your area. So wherever you're at is the heirloom that you want to have. I mean, that's just how it is.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Where did that go?
Was that your phone doing that?
I turned mine off. I do as I'm told.
No,
right?
no.
Oh, here, where is it? So our wolf says got to letters from USDA to register our garden.
I did a video on that last year.
Wow. So I guess they're sending the letters out now. That's crazy. Why would you? Why? That's ridiculous.
Do not comply. You have a duty, if you didn't know, if you're a citizen of the United States, to not comply with any of this nonsense. And that's what the Chevron thing was about, right? Like, how could they go to OSHA and say, you have to mandate it to all the employees of all the people? And if you guys didn't know, like, we were talking to somebody and they actually didn't know this, but the COVID-19 vax is on your kids' vax schedule, okay? Make sure you're paying attention to this stuff and don't do it. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on YouTube. It's just my personal opinion. But I don't know if you guys know that. They actually have slipped that in now on the schedule. That's why I posted that picture. It was like, this is today's schedule, and this was like 1994. And maybe it was like this, right? Or whatever, but it wasn't like this.
Yeah, Christy says berry fish in the garden. Yeah, fish is an amazing, it makes amazing fertilizer.
And worm castings, if you guys can get some worm castings.
And my old good trick, after a rain, I go under all the buckets and bottoms of pots and all that. I get tons of worms and I put them back into my raised beds, which really helps.
Yeah, Stacy still has availability for the woman's retreat. In case you guys didn't know, Stacy has her own thing without Doug.
And I'm going over all the things that I'm going to be doing. It should be pretty neat. I'll be letting you guys know exactly how we're doing it and the topics we're going to talk about and all that stuff. And that will be coming up very shortly.
Yes, and it's going to be lit. We sell out. Last year was the first year we sold out. This year is going to be even better. I'm pretty sure it'll sell out. So get your tickets now, and I'm leaving a link for you. But just go to homesteadinglifeconference.com, and then you can hit the woman's retreat link, and then you can get your ticket there. And the venue is there, and everything like that. But we still have to add more information, like all that. But just trust to know that you are going to be banged out with some great information, and you're going to have farm-to-table meals. We're going to have food right from the homestead, our beef, everything we bring there. We cook it for you guys right there for both days. Okay, so it's a really a good time.
We might have bugs though, right? I'm funny. I made a joke. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, you'll have some bugs. Just had 5 deer in my yard. That's good, Leia. That means you got guaranteed food sometimes. Because pretty soon it might come down to you knowing how to butcher a deer. Have you thought about that? I was going to order a bunch of stuff from the website, book, candles, tea, etc. The shipping cost is $40 to Canada. That's crazy. I know it isn't because of you, though. No, it's not. It's not because of us. But $40, it really isn't that bad, to be honest with you, especially for all the information, especially if you get the remedy book. You guys, Stacy wrote a remedy book that I must say has been very well received. It has a lot of good remedies in it, a lot of good information on stuff you can use around your house to take care of yourself in case something goes down. You want to give them a couple examples? Can you remember them?
Well, I'll tell you the one that we use a lot. Like his mom had a headache the other day.
Oh yeah.
And
I talk about it all the time too.
Yeah, no, and this is a really good one for a lot of you guys. Just that stuffed spice that you get. It's called cream of tartar. It's basically the cream of tartar. You make meringue and all that with it. I mean, it's just a food. You use it to whip up stuff, or and basically cream of tartar comes from like the outside of the rain barrel. It's like tartaric acid. So if you put like a little spoonful, a teaspoon in some water, half a teaspoon in a little water, drink it. See what happens, because there's vitamins, there's minerals in it. There's magnesium and things. So a lot of times some headaches could be caused because you may need magnesium. So that is a kind of a remedy. But that one I have a lot of people are like, oh, I have a headache. I'm like, do you have any cream of tartar? And then they do it, and within just a few minutes it starts to fade and go away. And then generally I'll say do it another half teaspoon or so, and it works. So I've had that work a lot. But do your research on it. Remember, we're not doctors, right? Or we don't have...
Here, we're just going to tell you guys, look, the mouth police are in full force.
Really bad.
They just got the Supreme Court ruling that they can kind of boss around social media companies and tell them what information is that they could allow or not allow, or something to that effect, okay? So now they're going to go to the wall, right? And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, we got this letter, which I'm going to do a video about it coming up this week, from one of the people that we mess with and stuff, and they're like freaking out, telling us we can't be saying this, we can't be saying that, scrub all videos immediately. Basically, the FDA is coming for you. You know what I'm telling you? And we're like, what? And so just know this is coming next.
It's going to get really bad. So you guys need to start getting books. You need to start getting things that you have in your hand. If you don't have any remedy books, or you don't have any things about herbs or foraging, I would get as much as you can now.
What they did to the doctors during the COVID stuff is what they're going to start doing to all the holistic people. Anybody who talks about anything outside of the pharma, I'm telling you guys, this is the plan, Stan, because they're trying to push you into these medical beds and all this futuristic medical care where they just, you just look at your watch or your earbuds. I'm going to do a video about it. Or your earbuds.
You have too many videos to do.
Your earbuds are just doing, it's so much to do, but your earbuds are just taking all your vital signs and everything, right? Like they have all this stuff coming out, and it's going to take you over. Holy smokes. And it's messing with your electromagnetic frequencies, with your heart, with your aura, with your body, with the environment, everything.
Well, look at Lorena. Lorena, she says she started rolling her own cigarettes. We have talked about this. A lot of people smoke cigarettes and they want to get off. What's addicting you more and more to the cigarette is the chemicals that they put into it. So a lot of people, if you want to try to get off cigarettes, or if you just like to smoke cigarettes, try to roll your own just with the tobacco and, rolling papers. And if you can get organic rolling papers, you can get hemp rolling papers, you can get better rolling papers too. But that is a better way if people want to get off smoking cigarettes, because that'll get you slowly away from the chemicals. And then just roll your own. So that's just another option. We're full of options.
Back in the day, man, like those dudes, they were all smoking. You guys might have heard some of the rumors about the nicotine and how that was fighting the COVID and stuff and the jab and stuff. Just do your research on that stuff. It's weird how everything they tell you is bad for you is all of a sudden kind of good for you. But it's the chemicals in the new cigarettes that are jacking with you, right? The old school stuff wasn't that, it's the new stuff. Be careful, heard they're going to put Jabbery in the R.J. Reynolds.
Oh, gosh, yeah. You don't know.
Yeah, Stacy's great books are great to give as presents, you guys. But yeah, we're just, not even fooling around. Make sure you're staying up. I keep stressing this enough. We came down into town today. We're not at home, by the way. That's not our log cabin. But we came into town tonight just to get some more preps, because we're not even just telling you guys this stuff.
Well, actually, I'll tell you.
We're telling you for real.
I came because actually some of the Amish ladies in our community are having...
Well, we're nice like that, too. I wasn't going to tell them how nice we are.
Well, in our community are having some health issues. And I've, over the years, tried to do some things and do some workshops and kind of help them. And it's hard to change your eating. A lot of... all you guys, I'm sure, you were brought up a certain way, you eat a certain way. And when you start having health issues, most doctors try to do other things to help you with, you know, maybe taking medication. However, you know, changing your diet, changing some just different habits in your life can change a lot. And it's so funny. I had one of the ladies say, I have to, the doctor said, well, she basically said, I have to eat like you do now. So she wanted to know what was like raw cheese or cultured cheese and all this. And so, you know, we went and I got a few things for her. I got her some nuts and some different things that she can't get in her area that she needs to start eating, to start changing. And just by changing a few things, she's already lost a lot of weight. She's feeling better. She was just having, her heart was racing because her insulin, she was eating too much carbohydrates, too much bread, too much desserts and things like that. She's at that age, you know, with her hormones. She's, you know, probably she's in her early 50s. And so there's a lot going on. So she's just starting to make these little changes and she feels 1,000 times better. So I'm just trying to help her now. And it was so cute. Then she went ahead and I guess they were at the store and they saw some kombucha and her daughter says, here, Stacy drinks this. And then she got some. So now I'm going to teach her how to make kombucha. And so now because of that, which is so awesome, it's funny how timing is everything.
Yeah.
You know, I tried to do this early on when we first got down there and it worked out okay. You know, they started doing a little fermenting, but they kind of went back into things. But you're starting to see a lot more health issues come about, even in the Amish population. So now for me, there's a lot more ladies now that I'll be able to go in and do workshops and I'm going to be able to teach them how to make kombucha or teach them how to do sourdough bread or teach them how to do more fermenting. So now I'll get together and I'll be able to educate them and now they'll start to understand because they're all kind of talking about it. So even for a lot of you guys, you know, men, women, maybe some teenagers, if there's something that you're passionate about or you know how to ferment or you know how to make kombucha or you know how to make sourdough bread, get together in your community. Maybe at the local library, put a sign up and say, hey, you know, such and such, you know, a sourdough workshop or a fermenting workshop. And it would even be a way for you to possibly make money. If you had scobies, you could even sell the scobies, or you can make a booklet on how to make sourdough bread or how to make sauerkraut or whatever. And you guys can start doing this and having these things in the community or even at a farmer's market. There are lots of ways to make money. And so these are great ways and people are starting wanting to take care of themselves. So education starts not just with us telling you guys stuff. You guys are going to learn stuff and you can teach other people too. So it's all about educating people because we can take care of ourselves.
So Lisa, no, we didn't get rid of the horses yet. If you're a player, email me. I'm trying to move Smokey and Sadie along to a new home. So if you guys, I hadn't really mentioned that here. I did put it out there at the university. Somebody asked about the university. Will it be censored? No, that is 100% our platform. Okay, you guys and me, that's our thing. And we could talk about whatever the heck we want to talk about over there. And I even tried to slip in the I'm not a robot at the sign-in process, and I had them take that off too. Okay, so we're the boss of our own ship over there, and we could talk about whatever we want to talk about. Yeah. But on this stuff, this government-run stuff, if you guys do not know, man, the government runs all this stuff. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you know, Truth Social. What's that? Rumble, is that Donnie Bongino, man, controlled opposition. You know what I'm telling you guys? You guys think you're over there. But here, the other theory behind all this stuff, too, in case you guys want to know why everybody has a suspect about Trump. Trump's the great divider, too, okay? Because what he did was he came in right away and he shook up the whole right-left paradigm and everyone took off to the God and country side. And so that's another thing that they're doing is they're separating us out. You know, because they talk about these internment camps. How many times did you see, like in the last little bit, like maybe in the last year or two, where they were talking about how we need to get re-educated, how they need to find a way to like clear our memories and stuff. Like they actually were saying that live on primetime TV, okay? That the people that vote for Trump or believe like that need to be re-educated. And then you start thinking about the concentration camps and the boxes and the. You know what I'm telling you? And somebody else asked, how do we think we're going to get away with it? Blah, blah, blah. Listen, there's 300 million people in America, okay? And there's a lot of ground to cover, all right? They're not going to be just swooping up everybody, making you conform. But what they will do is shut off your supplies and make your life very million people in a large mass, a large land mass, okay? With all kinds of terrain. It's not going to happen. But they're going to get all their yes people. That's why COVID was a good test, because they're seeing all the yes people, how many people comply, how many people don't comply, what's their level of compliance. You know, will they do it with a couple of, you know, gift cards? I'm telling you, man, I just telling you guys what I see from my heart, right? This is it. There's no nothing here. It's what I see from my heart. Take it or leave it.
Teresa says, do we drink matcha green tea? Yes, I love matcha green tea. So make sure.
Is that what you're drinking every morning? From
Yeah,
your,
the
what's
green.
that stuff called? Your ceremonial matcha?
Yeah, if you do get matcha tea, make sure it's organic and it's the ceremonial grade.
And yeah, shedding is a thing.
Yeah. So yeah, green tea, matcha green tea is very good. I find I'm really sensitive to caffeine, so I can't do like a lot of caffeine at all. And I find that it just really just makes you feel good. Like it'll totally energize you, but you don't feel like you drank a cup of coffee or anything. It's just really mellow and it's just really nice. And it's loaded in antioxidants. But if you're going to get it, make sure you get it from a good source and it's organic and it's ceremonial grade. Okay, if you're going to drink it. They have the other green powder that they get. People put them in recipes and things like that. Make sure it's ceremonial grade.
So when me and Stacy first met, it was 25 years ago. My God.
It was probably more than that, 26 years ago.
26 years ago, right? So like there's this place in St. Louis. It's by the Butterfly House. And it's got like this, you know, they kind of got it set up like how me and Stacy live.
Well, the cool thing about
it's like a little pioneer town in here.
Yeah, what it is, the main road, which is crazy. It's busy and there's houses.
It's called
everywhere.
Olive Road.
And so this used to be
way back in the day.
Way back in the way.
Pioneer way back days.
It used to be the way that people would travel back.
The buffaloes.
With the buffaloes, right? And then it got popular and it kind of became the thoroughfare for the pioneers to go through, just right here.
Yeah.
And so what they did was they kind of made a little. It's really cute.
So there's a little house that they have here that you can see, right? And they got the little scarecrows out there.
And look, show them the raised beds. There's plants.
But see, look, there's this fence going around here. And so when me and Stacy were just kind of dating and stuff, we came up here to have a little date. We had a little lunch date. And so we were like, you know, out in front of one of these buildings and stuff. And
I was sitting on the fence.
She was sitting up on the fence, and I kind of leaned into her, you know.
You wouldn't give me a kiss.
I gave her a little smoochy smooch, and the fence cavitated.
And I fell backwards. So when we were out this way, we're like, let's do the live show at our place where the fence broke.
Now they got these signs all over the place talking about
don't sit on the fence.
No sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
So this place has a little bit of special memories for us.
Go take them.
No, I'm not taking them.
Well,
plus Aunt B, you know, Stacy's Aunt B, we talked about a lot of times. If you guys are OG Homestead homies, she worked at the Butterfly House too. So this was cool. Yeah, she volunteered, worked, whatever. But this was another reason why this place is kind of special to us, because she really enjoyed her time working there, for the most part. Sometimes she did, but for the most part, she really enjoyed it. And we took the kids to the Butterfly House and stuff like that. So if you're in the St. Louis area, the Butterfly House and stuff is pretty cool to go to. All right.
But the little fences that you guys just saw,
yeah,
they have them around. They look like they planted some pumpkins or some squash here.
Yeah, so
and they have them for raised. That's what they're using for the raised beds. It's kind of cute.
Right by those scarecrows, they put the raised beds up with the fencing, and then they put slats over the top. So like, it needs to be a little more, but that way, like if a deer came by or something, it couldn't just put its head right in your bed. So that must be a way that they did a little
honestly,
creature control back in the day.
Yeah, I mean it's really very simple. Like I don't know why more people aren't doing it. It really before we leave, maybe you can show.
Yeah,
but
we gotta get out of here
cool.
right now, actually. Yeah, so Stacy and I are from the St. Louis area, and then we moved out of here. We got the hell out of Dodge, man. Hey, if you can. You know, like seriously, if you can, get out of the population areas. That's the first thing that you want to do is get away from the people, okay? Because the people are going to go crazy when things like are typically normal become unnormal. It's their minds, boom, they're going to flip.
Well,
so
we
want to try to get away from them.
When we come in here, remember that accident in front of us?
Yeah, man.
Listen to this.
Listen, so I'm always watching everything. I don't know how you guys are. So I was driving, right, and I'm just paying attention to all my people around me. You know, you got your little pack of people around you when you're driving on the highway, and then here comes Montana. And Montana comes blowing by, some broad in her car, right? Zoom, Montana. I'm looking, oh, look at Montana. She's going pretty good, and I'm looking way up there, right? Traffic's starting to slow down pretty good. So Montana's going pretty good. You know, I do my lane
And we're
shift.
right behind Montana, but not right behind.
Hold on. I do my lane shift, and then Montana jumps right in front of me, right? So then I backed up some, right? Because I'm looking way up there. So, man, it's like a thing where the highway splits into two other highways, you know? And so these two lanes here are notorious for choking out. And I already know this because I lived here. And Montana doesn't live here. And she was going good. And all the cars, I saw them, they started locking up there, like ahead of me, pretty good distance. And I told Stacy, Montana's going to smash them up. Yeah. And she looked up, and all the cars went to an immediate stop. And I backed way off. And Stacy was like, oh! And then Montana went, bam!
And then bam again.
And hit it twice.
Yeah. Right in front of us.
It was bad news bears, man. Make sure you're paying attention, like a couple of cars ahead of you guys. I can tell you several stories where that's happened.
So you guys that like to tailgate everybody, make sure you have space, because you never know.
One time I did it, I was like looking way out there, and I was in Houston, and Houston's got those like service roads or whatever, those feeder roads off the highway all the time. And I was just watching way up in the front of me, and all of a sudden I watched this old car do like a lane change, and it clipped the car in front of it, and everybody just started spinning around. The whole highway was a mess, and I went right off on the service road. I went right past them all. So just always pay attention further on down the road. It's kind of like life, right? Don't just get caught up in the here and now. Try to see a little bit in front of you. You know what I mean? So you're not stubbing your toe. All right.
Oh, that's a good one. ASMR Express wants to know what are some of our favorite staple fall crops. You can't go wrong with squashes. Squashes are just amazing. I really like this zucchini rampicanti. It's an Italian heirloom. R-A-M, I don't know how to spell it. Rampa. R-A-M-P-A-C-O-N-T-E, something like that. It's a zucchini rampicanti. It's kind of like one of those trombone zucchinis. But just different squashes. They store well. If you have like your butternut squashes are amazing. If you're even growing them now, they're wonderful. But in the fall, I do like to do a lot of herbs. I'll do more herbs. I'll do a lot more lettuces. Good time to do in the fall, honestly. A lot of people have problems because it gets so warm so quickly. Your brassicas, like your broccoli, your cauliflower, your cabbage, Brussels sprouts, they grow so much better in the fall. And then a lot of those will get a much more milder taste. So if you grow arugula, like I love arugula, I grow it all the time. Arugula, once you get a couple frosts on it, the bite goes away. It's not so bitter. A lot of these things, if you do like kale or Swiss chard, it kind of really cuts the bite out of some of them and makes them taste incredible. But definitely, squashes. And for a lot of you guys going into, don't think you just have to start planting one time in the spring. You can, now we're in July, you can plant your green beans again, probably for most of you guys. You can plant your carrots, you can keep replanting for a while. Just look and see how many days. Certain things like a sweet potato takes about 103 months, 120, 110 days, 120 days or so for it to come into fruition. But, you got to look and see when your frost date's going to be in the fall, and then you can kind of decide. But for me, my goal this year is to try to plant potatoes 3 times. Not in the dirt, I'm going to do them in the pots. So I already have my second batch in a pot right now, and they're starting to grow and they're getting ready to flower. And then hopefully I'll be able to do a third one. But for anybody can do them in those big pots.
Denise, we're at the butterfly house. You should have came down here. You could have been in the live show.
Oh, Denise, you're really close. You know what, Denise?
What happened to Thomas Massey's wife? We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too.
It's a hot mess.
Denise, I used to play softball for the Ellisville ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I grew up, all around there. That's my stomping grounds.
All right, so if you guys want to know what to plant where you live, go to this link that I'm dropping and get yourself a Clyde's Garden Planner. It'll tell you everything you need to know on the when and wheres and whys, on what you need to be planting and how and all this stuff. And it's like $5. Okay, come on. Go get yourself a Clyde's Garden Planner at the link right there, offgridwithdougandstacy.com/general store. Or just hit the shop tab when you get there. All right? No, it's never too late to get out of the burbs. If you can get out, get out. You know what I'm telling you guys? And look what happened between the last election and this election. The property value doubled. Between the last election and this election, the property value doubled. Okay?
Or more.
That's all I'm telling you. So don't wait.
Yeah, because after the next one, if we have one, it might be even more. Oh, Mountaineer, he says, I eat wildlife 75% of the year and drink from a natural spring. That's good.
You store potatoes in a long time, just keep them in a cool, dark spot, man. They're just
keep them very dark.
Yes, and just a cool, dark spot. They'll just sit there, and they'll just you go down and get them when you need them, and they last till the next year. You might get some runners on them, but no problem. And then you use those for planters. Y'all, this stuff is not that hard. We're doing it.
But
We've done it for 15 years.
Start getting books.
And we've done it really hard. At first, we did it the really hard way. We had to haul water. We were no electricities, fans, heat, pumping water, borrowing water, just all this stuff we did. We've done all the hard work for you guys, man. I mean, we live just like the Amish. We get a lot of respect from them too now. But we live just like them, except we drive trucks and we have phones and stuff. We're more like Amish Mennonite. I'm more Amish. She's more Mennonite. So that's how we got the connect. But that's the stuff you guys are going to need to know how to take care of yourselves. You know what I mean? Planting food, harvesting food, securing water, making sure you can do some handyman work around your house and keep your house up. This is what it's all about. We were talking about that too. Before we get out of here, what is it all about? Seriously, what is it really all about? Like we're here in our life, or are we really supposed to be here toiling over, like, if President Biden or Trump is going to be president? Like, is that really our main focus of our life energy? Like, what is our main, why are you here? Why are you even here? What actually really does matter? You know what I'm telling you? And start focusing on that stuff. Because that's what it's all about. Because one day you don't wake up. You know what I mean?
So we need to start having more experiences with the people that we love and we like. Yeah. Hang out, go do things. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. And honestly, my thing, I always like to be spontaneous. If somebody says, hey, let's go do this, a lot of you think into this. I was the same way. I would just be like, oh, I got too much to do. I got to do this. I got to do this. If you get an opportunity to go do something cool that you kind of think you'd like to do, but, oh, I have too much to do. Sometimes just say, what the heck? I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Because your experiences are, they're really important to do instead of, having to clean your house or do your laundry. That'll always wait. You know what I mean? So, look at that. Start to enjoy your life a little bit more. Because I see so many people kind of get stuck. I was stuck. I'm sure you got stuck too. We get stuck. You got to get out of your way sometimes. It makes a huge difference. And a lot of it is just kind of changing how you think. Just like, I really don't know the way everything's going on in the world, what's going to happen. So,
well, they say on your tombstone, you have the time you were born and the time you died, but it's the dash in the middle. Like, what, that's what really matters. Like, what did you do? And when I am fully confident, when I meet the Creator, I'll be like, man, I did everything that I could. I actually did. I've done everything that I actually possibly can, man. I mean, I broke free from the matrix. I try to share our story on the YouTubes and social media. We have 1,500 videos of just walking you through this lifestyle, like great stuff, winning and losing, and it's all legit, 100%. Like you can glean from it and actually learn something and do it. We've talked to you guys about the politics and the stuff going on there. I've done everything that I possibly can. I will have no problem at the end game. Zero.
Oh, Rocky C says, did I just tell people that smoking cigarettes is healthy? Well, Rocky, before, it was another live show, I think, a lot of the holistic doctors, and they'll tell you to if you want to get off the nicotine, not the nicotine, but quit smoking, because the chemicals are what addict you.
Yeah.
So they'll tell them to roll their own. And then also you can do your research on nicotine. And a lot of these people, we had also discussed this about it in a live show too. A lot of the people who did smoke never got that C,
right.
That C word when everyone was getting sick, because of what nicotine does, and it's helpful for the body. And I don't know if you may find stuff, you're going to have to maybe look a little, search harder, because they're scrubbing everything from the internet. But and look up the benefits of nicotine on your health. I mean, I'm not saying to smoke. It's
all we're
not
saying
good
is
for
the
your life.
cigarettes of the past are not the cigarettes of today.
Yeah, because there's like thousands of chemicals in the cigarette.
And it's all about the chemicals, in case you guys haven't noticed. Look at your food, okay? They're putting chemicals in everything, in the sky, in the food, in the water, in everything that you touch, consume, eat. You got polyester on your body. All this stuff is sucking into you every day. The plastics, the nanoplastics. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this is crazy up in here. Bombarded 24/7 all the time, and you're everywhere. Your house is toxic. The carpet, right? Everything in your house is toxic. Formaldehyde, carpet, paint, all this stuff. And then you breathe in there. Most people don't even hardly leave their house. And you're sucking the air all day, and you're drinking your Pepsis, and you're smoking your new cigarettes. That's what happens. And we do have books, Jessica. We've written, Stacy has a remedy book. She has a fermenting book. I have a 7 Steps to Live Off-Grid book, a homesteading booklet. Like if you guys want to learn to do this stuff, you can get our books and learn it. So we do try to write a lot of stuff down for you guys, and information that you can, put on your shelf and tap when you need.
So Hillbilly Haven says, stop sugar and bread, lost 50 pounds in 9 months and feel great. Awesome. You know what I mean? For a lot of you guys, if you're not feeling well or you want to lose weight, I mean, just doing some of these things and just look at the end game. It really, you'll start feeling better. You'll be walking better. Your knees won't hurt. A lot of these things, it knocks out the inflammation. It's huge. And Rita says, where can I get the copper cups, glasses you drink out of for tea or water?
They should have been here, but they're shipping them now. Hold on 1 second. I will tell you right now. Stand by. My apologies. UPS driver was delayed, so will likely be scanned tomorrow.
Oh.
So they will be here this week, and we will have them for you. Just kind of keep checking at the shop tab on Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and they'll drop sometime this week. And they're 100% copper mugs that are really good to drink cold stuff from. You never want to drink hot stuff from copper. You want to drink cold water and cold things. Oh my gosh, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up. We gotta roll. It's getting dark. We still got like one more stop to make, and then we gotta head all the way back home. But we're totally committed to doing these live shows and to hanging out with you guys and answering your questions directly. If you're new around here, Stacy and I live in a log cabin, not this one. We did build it ourselves from wood from the forest. We live 100% off grid, just like the Amish. We cook with a wood cook stove. We grow 90% of our own food. We poop in buckets. We live 100% off rainwater. And we teach people how to do this lifestyle. Plus, we're talking about all this crazy that's going on right before our very eyes. But on every Monday night, going forward here for a while, we do live shows at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time where we answer your questions, we talk about current events, and we just kind of let you guys pick our brains, and we just kind of talk to you guys and let you know what we're thinking and what's going on.
And the reason we came here is because this is where our love began.
No, it began somewhere else, but we came here early on in our little...
Well, it was like, yeah.
But we have a cute little memory here of her falling off the fence and everything. We always laugh about it. All right? And so we're out of here. Yeah, get yourself a Clyde's Garden. Copper cooking pans are okay. I don't really like the copper.
Honestly,
I like the iron, the cast iron,
and the stainless steel. If you have
but
glass
I don't really
baking
like
dishes,
the copper.
Stay away from any nonstick anything.
Yeah.
A lot of these things that you bake out of, your muffins and all that, they have aluminum coating, nonstick coating. Please stay away from them. They all have those forever chemicals in them that will mess up your endocrine. They're endocrine disruptors. They wreak havoc. They get warm. You're breathing in the toxins. It's just terrible. So anything like the Pampered Chef, your stoneware is good. Your glassware is good. look and see where a lot of this stuff is made. I don't want to buy anything from China. Try to find, you know, made in America would be good. You know, stainless steel. Where's our stainless steel place we get our pots?
Tennessee. It's a mom and pop operation made in America out of Tennessee.
What's it called?
Just look it up. Stainless steel, Tennessee.
What is it?
I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. Heritage.
Heritage, yeah. Heritage steel. Heritage steel.
I'm good under pressure.
Yeah. So, yeah, stainless steel, cast iron, those are all good options. So, if you are having any of this other cookware, please get rid of it, because you know all these little things are going to start affecting your health over time.
Yes, and by capital P-Y-R-E-X, not lowercase P-Y-R-E-X, because the lowercase is all made in China crap, in case you didn't know. So you want to look for the older stuff. All right, y'all, we are out of here. Stacy and Doug, a cool video would be making a wool hat. No, it wouldn't be, because we don't do it, and we're not going to try. All right, y'all, so we're out of here. Stay vigilant. You know what I'm telling you? You know, if we see you guys out and about, always come up and say hi. We love it when you guys come up and say hi. We always talk to you guys. And, you know, just be very careful, man. The closer we get to this election, the stinkier it's going to get. I mean, it's just common sense. Then a lot of them are running scared. And now with this immunity thing, I just look for our everyday lives to become a little more painful. On every time they lose a little bit, it's going to get a little more painful. When Biden was fumbling around, the next day everything, they know they're going to be having to put the switcheroony on or something, everything's going to get a little more painful. So just be cautious of that. All right, and make sure you keep your preps up. And if you guys were waiting to get a sun oven, a lot of you guys were waiting to get a sun oven because they were sold out. They are back in stock, and they already started going gangbusters. So if you wanted to get a sun oven, don't hesitate, get one now. It's great for your preps. Okay, sun oven, all American sun oven, and our link is the only link in all of America that saves you money. That's a fact.
Oh yeah, Libby says, I just read Doug that about the white buffalo calf that was born at Yellowstone. Yeah, that's really cool.
A lot of wild stuff's happening right before our eyes, man. I don't know what that really means or anything, but you know, there's a lot of kind of things going on that don't normally happen that are happening.
And then JL got the chocolate tea. How do I make it taste better? Make sure you let it steep, and you have to put maple syrup in it. It's really, really, really good.
Maple syrup is a good trick.
Yes, it tastes great with the maple syrup.
I love it. And it's like one of those things, man. I guess some people, you know, don't like it. That's okay. But the vast majority of people like it. And if you put it in and follow the directions and let it steep properly, add some maple syrup. Oh.
Well, B.E. Williams says 14 days of no coffee, chocolate tea in the morning. So that from Michigan.
Oh, good. So he's substituting and he's doing the chocolate tea. It's excellent. And actually, you know, back in the 1800s, there was no such thing as a chocolate bar. People actually just drank their tea. And Martha Washington loved chocolate tea. So be like Martha Washington. Or don't. All right, you guys, we're out of here. We'll see you guys on the next video.
All right, see you guys.
It'll probably be tomorrow. And yeah, Tom Massey's wife dying was totally suspect. And we'll talk about it this week.